cold anymore.
Are you recording? Recording in progress?
Go ahead.
Okay. All right, good evening. I'd like to call this special meeting of the Bethel Board of Selectmen to order for Tuesday, February 15th, 2022. Please rise. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We have no audience here at Town Hall. Do we have any public joining us tonight? We have Marty and we have Cynthia. So we'll skip public comments, and I don't believe we had any late breaking correspondence. We'll skip number 4. That will take us to item number 5 on the agenda, consideration of the various meetings that we have participated in recently. So I will call to your attention first the minutes of the special meeting of February 1st, 2022. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
I'll just, if there's any corrections, just holler them out. Otherwise, I'll just proceed to a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. It carries. Next one is the special joint meeting minutes, same night, February 1st. That was the one that began at 7 o'clock. I'll entertain a motion to approve those.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it carries. Next is the joint meeting of February 3rd, 2022.
So moved. Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that carries. Next is the joint meeting of February 8th, 2022.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes. Second.
All right. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, that carries. And last would be to approve the special meeting of February 10th, 2022. That was also a joint meeting with Board of Finance.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of February 10th.
Second. Okay, hearing no objections, we'll call for a vote. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That carries. Thank you very much. Moving on to old business. Item number 6. We have a request to approve an Eversource easement located at 300 Whittlesey Drive. And Marty, if I could call on you to give a brief explanation of, I think we've got a whole bunch of IRS forms and so on and so forth, peer forms to sign off on.
Oh, we can't hear you. You're muted.
You're muted, Marty.
There you go.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why they did that. A lot of that shit.
Hold on a second.
That's 7:45.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, Marty.
It's all right. Okay,
Yep, we're all set now. Thank you.
yeah, I don't know why they did that. What they did was they sent their whole closing package, which is fine. It doesn't make a difference to me, but the important thing is the permanent access road easement. All right, and that's I think it's the first document that Dion had listed there. And it basically says what their rights are, what rights are we're gonna have, et cetera. And it's just like a deed. It's gonna be signed, witnessed by 2 people and signed and acknowledged. And then what they've got, but what they don't have is, they don't have the legal descriptions attached. So I'm gonna have to find out from them, what they have for legal descriptions. They should be operating off of a map. All right, usually you do when you do easements and rights of way. But I don't, I don't see it with these closing documents. And I don't know if they filed one or what they're gonna do. And I want to make sure that it's good enough that everybody understands and can figure out where all the meets and bounds are and where it's supposed to be. All right, then what they did was they gave us a 1099 informational form. All right, then they gave us a standard owner's affidavit. Then they have a W-9 for us, which I have to put in our tax ID number. A lot of this is for their records, you know, that's all standard stuff. And like I said, you usually don't see this. It usually shows up at the closing and it's there and that's it. So that's about it. The big thing is I need to see what their legal description is, how they're going to set forth. Sometimes what they do is they take a picture of like a Google map and they have an outline drawn on it. I'm not going to accept that. That's not good. It's not specific enough to be able to see exactly where all the markings are and the landmarks are. So, but I'll talk to them about it.
Main question I had is this a temporary easement or a permanent easement?
This is a permanent. In fact, if you read it, the first line, it says permanent access road easement.
Yep, you're right.
You're thinking the one on the other side of town. You're thinking about the other one that we discussed a couple of meetings ago.
Yeah, that's the one out by the old schoolhouse.
Right. No, this is permanent.
Marty, this one's just to service our electrical facility for our schools, right? Isn't there?
I think that's part of it, but I think that, you know, whether or not they're gonna run any more lines up there, I don't think they are, but I don't think that it prevents them. Let me just see here a second.
Brian, I think you're right. I think it's with the Rockwell renovation, it's that new box that's in the back, and there's new lines that run underground and into the school. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it specifically says that. I think you're right. But, you know, it's possible they could piggyback something if they had to. Well, I don't know who they would because where it's going.
Yeah.
What, you want to table this until next meeting?
Well, I think we could either table it or we could make a motion to approve it subject to final approval by the town attorney. So,
I mean, personally, I would like just some protection about no overhead, you know, no additional overhead lines, just because, you know, I think when it comes to utilities, we just need to be careful to protect our residents' property values. And I think, you know, if they want, obviously, if they're doing it to access an underground thing that serves, I totally agree with it. But the spirit of the agreement shouldn't be that they could put up a high tension line because they have access over our, you know, over our right of way. So I don't know, Marty, is there a way just to put it for the sole point?
Well, yeah, I think, you know, I'm looking, because I looked at it the other day, but as I'm looking at it now, it is talking about an access easement. It's not talking about wires or anything like that, but we certainly could put something in there to make it clear that it's not to be used for transmission lines, especially above ground transmission lines. Or something like that we could put in there, yeah. I don't think that would be a problem because that's not the reason why they want it.
well, why don't we make a motion to table it to the next regular meeting?
Yeah.
You know, pending, so we get, all right,
I'll make a motion and we table it to the regular next meeting.
Second.
okay. All right,
And
those in
if
favor?
Marty, if you can get some clarification on it, on that for us.
Yep, okay.
Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, that carries. Item number 7, new business, 7A, consideration of Lieutenant Robert Durkin, request to join the Public Site and Building Commission for the purpose of finishing the shooting range. As you know, the Public Site and Building Committee has a provision in that ordinance that allows interested parties to be added as an ad hoc member for a particular project. So I'll put a motion on the floor that Robert Durkin, Lieutenant Durkin, who has volunteered to help complete the range, be appointed as an ad hoc member for the duration of the shooting range project.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, that carries. Next item, we have a couple of vacancies still to appoint. The first one I will make a motion that we appoint Rebecca Hussey, Democrat, to fill the vacancy left by Mr. Ted Stevenson, who is also a Dem. So I'll make that motion. Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that carries. Next, I'll make a motion that we appoint Mr. Michael Kennedy to serve on the Park and Recreation Commission. He is a Democrat and he will be filling the vacancy left by Pat Morton, who resigned when he was elected to the Police Commission. So I'll put that motion on the floor to appoint Michael Kennedy.
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that carries. Next, the consideration of tax refunds. Paula has provided us with a list of tax refunds. These are overpayments. In the amount of $27,210.70. So I'll make a motion that we authorize tax refunds in that amount.
Second.
Those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The next one is credit write-off. Now, Marty might have to help me out with this a little bit because Paula could not be here tonight. I understand that these are refunds that have timed out and will come back to the town. So in other words, this was listed as a liability and they are now written off because the people who are owed have moved away and they cannot be located. And Marty, do you remember the number of years they sit out there before they're reclaimed under state law?
I believe after 15 years, you have to drop them off the books.
Yeah. So it does require an authorization. So this is a credit. I'm going to make a motion that we approve a credit write-off authorization in the amount of $43,901.20. And again, these are for 15-year-old or older refunds where the owners could not be located. Is there a second?
Well,
Second for discussion.
yeah. Some of these cards are from 2014.
Oh, that's I think you're looking at the tax refunds, right?
Oh, she didn't give us a list of these?
No, because that
Oh,
was.
is this on the back one, maybe?
Yeah, no, there was a list for those.
Oh, is there?
They were in chronological order, so just,
Yeah, so this one's right on the back of this. This one says 2015. 2015 Jeep Renegade. See that? Maybe it's anything over 5 years.
It must be, you know what, it must be,
There's 2015,
you know what, it must be 7 years.
there's a 2015.
Yeah, 15 is the latest one, so it's got to be 7 years. I think you're right.
I might have been thinking about the tax liens on the land records.
Yeah,
Yeah, because she ran it 2006 to 2017.
yeah,
That's what she ran it.
okay. All right, my mistake. Apologies. 7 years or older.
Marty, I got a question. Does, like, if you had money in a bank and people can't find you, it went to a state fund, this doesn't apply to anything like that?
That's a good question. I know that I've done that and I've worked with things with banks where they locate the people and they end up going to the state. I'm trying to remember taxes. I've never run across one, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. But off the top of my head, I don't know, Rich. I'd have to find out.
And are these being held like in a special account? They're not like in the general fund, it's like in a collected, it's been sitting in an account that we couldn't transfer because it's due a refund. Because it says we're crediting the general fund with it.
I don't even, I think it's just a liability that appears on the books.
So it's just paper, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
it'll actually come off our,
correct.
or it'll come back on because they deducted it. It'll come back on, the money's
Right.
actually there.
Right.
All right.
Okay, any other questions? All right.
Well,
So,
I hold on a second, man. If you just read her letter, if you read the beginning, she says, in accordance with state statute 12-129, application for refunds must be made within 3 years of the due date of the tax. The attached list dated 2/3/22 has refund totals for bills on or prior to the 2017 grant list. So, which it sounds like, we have the money. We have the money, but we have no way of making the refunds. Somebody's got to come forward and ask for the refunds. And we don't have it, and nobody's done that.
Okay,
And that's the reason why she's got an asterisk, and she says, please note, this will come back to the town general fund. So we'll take the money and we'll put it in our account.
one other question. Let's say somebody popped up next month and said, hey, I heard didn't know I had a refund coming. Could they still claim it?
If it's over, according to this, if it's more than 3 years old and it's already been transferred over, no. But I don't know if there's something else in the statutes where there's some exceptions. You know, man, we've gone through this before where there's always questions about what you can do with taxes, what you can waive, what you can't waive. And there's many, many statutes regarding it. So there may be something where they can recover something, but the way I read this, the way she sent it to us, it sounds like if it's more than 3 years old and nobody comes forward, we can transfer it over to our account.
Okay.
I think after 3 years, it comes out of the first selectman salary. We have no worries here. All right.
All right, any other questions? I'll try your minds. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. That carries?
I think that's the first time in 13 years that I've heard.
Yeah,
All right, we're down to the last item on the agenda, and I would make a motion that we enter into executive session, inviting in the town attorney and the recorder at the end, Craig. Is there a second?
Second.
So Cynthia, I can put you in a waiting room, or you can just hang up. It's the last item on the agenda.
Okay, I'll come back, leaving. Oh.
All right, those in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye, take care. Okay, Cynthia's not logging back in, is she? She's gonna come back. Okay, all right, well, we are back in open session. So I'm gonna put a motion on the floor that we approve the settlement agreement between the town of Bethel and the Rizzo Construction Company, the amount of $175,000 as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion or questions? And hearing none, I'll try your minds. Those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, that carries. Thank you very much. We will execute this tomorrow and get that back, and then hopefully at the next meeting, we'll have the other one ready to go too. So at this point, I would like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Those in favor? Aye, that carries. All right, so see you again in about 5 minutes.
good night.